Hey man, this is Dan with Good Guys to Great Men. Thanks again for watching today. Today I wanted to talk about making decisions because we get a lot of conflicting messages as men. You have to ask permission and yet you have to also be decisive and lead her in intimacy and you also have to be considerate and be yourself, and yet you also have to understand what she needs and not be controlling, and yet you need to know what you want, and all these different conflicting messages. But really being decisive is the thing that everybody appreciates. You appreciate it, she appreciates it. Having a plan, there's never a woman who doesn't appreciate a man having a plan. The thing that is missing a lot for us is that we kind of got to this point of being afraid of making decisions that are wrong. And whether that comes from school and upbringing and stuff, when we got validation from people who said, you've done well, you've achieved this, and then we didn't feel good when we didn't get that validation, or we got things wrong, or so you learn along the way that I need to try and always get things right. And in relationships, actually, it's much more about who you are. So the decisions that you make, the plans that you have, say a lot. How you behave says a lot about who you are. And so that's much more about your character. And we're always talking about this stuff, right? What are your standards? What are your values? What do you believe in? What do you believe in so much that you're prepared to make a stand for it? Especially in an argument, say for example, your partner wants to do a certain thing, maybe get a new dog or whatever, I don't know. And they're badgering you and you said, no, this is the reason why. And they badger and keep on and push and eventually you say, okay. And you give in. We are afraid of making the wrong decision. We are afraid of making any decision in a lot of cases because we get pushback. Right? And we get pushback. We get people complaining and saying that we're doing things wrong and that we don't consider them. And And this is why it's so important to know who you are and why you make decisions and what it means for you. What you stand for, because in the long term, those decisions that you make are things that the other person will appreciate. So it's like when we're talking about boundaries, for example, being kind sometimes means you say the thing the other person doesn't want to hear. And I know I've said this to you before, but it's so important to get this, to really understand this. You have to understand that in the long term, when you make a decision that is right for you, when you make a decision that is based on what you believe in and what's important for you, and you clearly have reasons, then that is what creates the kind of thing that you want to have in the future. And other people, when they really truly do care about you and want to be in a relationship with you, will respect that. Instead of being afraid to make decisions, how would it be if you were just confident, if you trusted yourself, if you knew why you were making the decision that you're making, why you were standing your ground on a certain thing? Okay, that's all I've got for you today, guys. Take care. See ya. Bye.